Hey guys, this is noname 4505 here, and yeah, I hope all you guys liked my new intro there. It took me like, I don't know, time to make it, and it's a little bit long, but it's still a good intro, so, yeah, like if you enjoyed. So anyways, I got an OE battle here, unfortunately, but this is with a team that, my friend Donnie made a while ago, and I just, it's basically the same pokes. I just changed some of the EV sets around and made it a little bit more balanced, since a lot of beginner players tend to be a little bit more offensively prone, and I just balanced it out. So that's good, but yeah, I'm in a bit of a bad mood since the Senators lost to the Sabres in a shootout, and that penalty call on Carlson, if anybody saw that, that just really cheesed me off. Because, alright, there's like 3 Buffalo guys dogpiling on Bishop, and then Carlson goes for a little slash there, and yeah, that's legit that he did get called for that, but how those other guys didn't get called for that, I'm just thinking like Boston conspiracy all the way. And whenever Boston loses in the day and then Ottawa has a chance to win in that third period, they always get called on so much. Yeah, the Boston conspiracy is freaking real. And every other hockey fan out there that's not a fan of Boston will agree with me. But anyways, yeah, I'm up to a really early 6-4 lead thanks to Caesar here, because my opponent makes some very early over predictions. He was ranked 1347, I believe, on the Smogon ladder, so this guy was a really high quality opponent here. But just early on, he made a couple of risky over predictions, but I saw right through that. He should have watched Shofu's prediction video. Maybe he could have learned some stuff. So anyways, you know, back to the actual battle. He's trying to get his sand up, and my theory about winning Weather Wars is that try to preserve your guy as long as possible. Obviously, if there's a lot of hazards up, you don't want to send him in to take hazards damage, but also try and not let your opponent have their weather up as least often as possible. Try and get your weather up as long as possible. So the moment he switched out to that Tyranitar, I knew, because my Polytoad is physically defensive, I could switch right into that. So we're missing a couple of things here, and he did go back into his Tyranitar to get his sand back up. And I'm going to go right back out to my E102, my Caesar, because I knew I could take hits from this thing all day. And I'm going to assume that this thing was banded, but yeah, that's fine. So I'm just going to go right there for the U-turn this time, because that's my safest option, and if whatever he switches into, I can just deal some damage and get right back to the proper initiative, which in this case is right back to my Polytoad, to get my rain back up, and to fire off a times 4 effective Ice Beam, except he's going to protect like almost all Gliscors do, and yeah. Now he's just going to be sitting there and switching out, and I predict to switch back to T-Tar to try and get his sand up and go for the Scald. And I knew the Scald wasn't going to do much, but I knew that since he was choice banded, or I'm highly assuming that he's choice banded, that the burn would help me a lot. And unfortunately, because my Suicune did take the choice scarf from earlier in the battle, I am going to have to death fodder. It's something that I really hate to do since, you know, it's a Suicune. But, you know, with the choice scarf, it's not going to be doing too much work. I could do work, but you know, at that point, it really couldn't do too much, so good job, Suicune. You always do a good job, especially when you're up there in OU. So, yeah, he went out to his, Rotom Wash there, and I'm just, now early on, since he made some really bad over-predictions, now I've got him on edge a little bit, and he doesn't want to over-predict at all, so now I can just, now that he's going to be making really safe plays, I can just capitalize on that, as I did right there. Went to my Jolteon, and then because he tricked away his choice scarf, I could outspeed and fire off the choice specs Volt Switch right to my Latias. which is a specially defensive variant, so I can wall it all day, and then I can just fire for Dragon Pulse to kill it. And I didn't want to get Pursuit trapped, so he just goes for the Crunch instead, and I knew that I could live one choice bay into Pursuit, so I just decided to go right for the Roar to try and get that thing out of there so I can try and bring in my Politoed. Except I don't. No, I do switch because I knew that his Latias could probably outspeed. So he would get his Sand up first and I could get my Rain up next. Yeah, that actually kind of makes sense. So yeah, since my Politoed has no special attack investment and that Latias is obviously a specially defensive variant, he's just gonna wall me all day. And he goes for Dragon Pulse, he gets a crit. It doesn't matter too much. I got a crit earlier in the battle, I think. If not, I think I'll get one later on in the battle. I don't know. It's one crit for each side, so it's all good. Yeah, I don't remember if I got one earlier in the battle or not. I know I get one right here because he's gonna protect and sword stance and do what Gliscors like to do, as I knew I can't come back in because of entry hazard damage, so I'm just gonna Bull Punch away and try and get off some damage on this thing. And he's gonna start setting up here, and I knew that he has me in a tight situation to try and make a comeback, since I really can't switch out because Caesar is just too invaluable of an option to go out without dealing off damage in the end. And then I get a crit there. Honestly, I don't think the crit that happened to me just a second ago in this crit mattered a whole lot, because I have a Jolteon here with a Hidden Power Ice, and I also have a Politoed with Ice Beam. So both of those could easily kill Gliscor, whether it's at 100% HP or whatever HP it was at after I got the crit. Oh yeah, neither of those were very important crits. It was a very unhacksy battle, which was always nice, especially since the couple battles I had with this team earlier, I got hacked so many times. I don't know what it is, whether it's just because I'm on YouTube or something, but I've been getting a ton of hacks lately. It's starting to piss me off. I think it's because the Senators are doing well in the Boston conspiracies, not letting me win battles, so they have to hacks me. So, anyways, yeah. And then he forfeits right there, but that was still a good game anyway. Shout out to my friend Eric from school. This team that he made, that my friend Donnie made, had a Mew, and I kept that on there for him since Mew's his favorite Pokemon. Unfortunately, I didn't get any time in this battle, but, you know, maybe I'll use it later on. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and peace.